Hello friends, welcome. In this video, I will be discussing about array in Golang. Basically, this video is the part of video series of data types in Golang. In the last video, I have discussed about the basic types in which I have discussed about numbers, booleans and strings. Today, I will be discussing about array which is part of aggregate types. So, first of all, what is array? So, basically, array is the collection of elements which is of homogeneous types. Basically, in array we can store elements of same data types only. We cannot store elements of different data types. Array is of fixed length. If ellipsis is used, then length of array is determined by the number of initializing elements. So basically, when we declare an array, so there we have to also mention the length of the array. But if we do not mention the length of the array and we use ellipsis, then the length of the array is determined by the number of initializing elements. I will show you this by the example also in the end of the video. Next point is length of the array can be determined by len method. Elements can be accessed using this type of operator in the array. Array is basically following zero based indexing, means the first element of the array will be having 0 index and the last element of the array will have length of the array minus 1 index. Default value of uninitialized element is 0. So if we do not initialize a particular element in the array, then its default value will be 0. So basically no element will be uninitialized in the array. An array is of value type, not of reference type. It means suppose we have an array x and we assign it to another variable y, and if we make any change in the new array y, then it will not be reflected to in the old array x. If the element type of the array is comparable, then array type is also comparable. So now I will take an example to show how we can use array in Golang. Friends, I am in VS Code now. So first of all, I will create a file main.go. Now I will start writing the code. So first of all, I will have to mention the package name. Package name will be main, because here I will be defining main method. So now to create basic structure of main function, you just have to write fmain and press enter. So when we do that, a basic structure of main method is created in VS Code. Now first of all, I will be discussing about how we can declare an array. So basically we have two ways to declare an array. The first one is using var keyword and second one is using shorthand notation. So first of all, I will show you how to declare array using var keyword. So var array, and then you have to use this type of syntax to declare an array. Here you have to mention the length also in the case of array. So suppose we want to create an array of length 4, then you have to mention 4 here. Now here one thing is one warning is showing, basically array declared but not used. So now I will have to use it. So suppose we want to print this array. Now I will run this code. To run this code, command is go run main.go. When we run this code, we can see an array has been created of length 4 and all the elements are 0, because here we have not initialized manually any element, so compiler automatically initialized all the elements with 0 value. Now in Golang, array is mutable, so you can modify its elements values. So for example, if we want to put some other value in any index, we can use this type of syntax. Like if we want to put 3 in the place of 0th index, we can use this type of syntax. Now when we run this code, we can see the first 2 elements have been changed. So this is the one way in which we can declare an array. Now one more way to declare an array is we can use var keyword like this. Now when we run this code, we can see the array has been created with 4 elements. 2 elements I have used here to initialize the array, that's why 2 elements here it is showing, and the rest of the element have been initialized with 0. Now suppose if we want to use ellipsis here, then the length of the array will be determined by the initializing element. So suppose we use 3 initializing elements, so in that case the length of array should be 3, and you can see that its length is 3. We can also print its length. Here we can see its element, and suppose if we want to print its length, so for that we can use len method. When we run this code, we can see its length is 3. So this is the way in which we can initialize array with ellipsis. Now if we want to use shortened notation, so in that case we can simply remove this var keyword and we can use shortened notation like this, and when we run this code again, we can see the result is same. The array has been printed and its length also has been printed. So this is the way in which we can declare and initialize an array. Now I had discussed one thing, that array is of value type. So to show that, let me create another array with the help of this array. So let me name it as I have created another array new with the help of this array. Now suppose if we make any changes in this array new, it should not be reflected in this old array. So let me name it old. So first of all, Now suppose if we make any change in new array, then it should not be reflected in old array. So let me run this code, and you can see here before modification the first and new array is basically 148 and old array is again same 148, because here we have not made any kind of modification, and as I have created this array new with the help of array old. But when we do some modification in array new, I have basically changed its second element to 10, then new array will become 1, 10 and 8, whereas old array will be same as it was before modification. So now I think it is clear that array is of value type, not of reference type. So now I will discuss about how to iterate over an array. So let me first of all clear this. So basically we have two ways to iterate an array. The first one is we can use simple for loop. When we run this code, we can see that elements of the array have been printed. We have one more way to iterate over this array. When we run this code, we can see its index and values have been printed here. So this is the way in which also we can iterate over an array. So one more point is there, like if the elements of the array is comparable, then we can compare two arrays with the comparator operator. So for example, here we have an array is array 1, and let me create another array 2, so basically here I have created 4 arrays, and now we can compare these arrays using comparator operator. So So let me first of all compare this array 1 and array 2. So basically here array 1 and array 2 both are of integer type and their number of elements is also same. So let me run this code. So basically here it is showing that array 3 declared but not used and array 4 declared but not used. So for now let me comment it, and now again let me run this code. When we run this code we can see this is the result. So basically array 1 and array 2 are not same because here the second element is not matching in both the arrays. So now let me compare it with array 3. So again run this code and we can see that both the arrays are same, that's why the result is true. Now suppose if we want to compare it with array 4, here we can see that invalid operation array 1 and array 4 mismatched types. So basically here both the arrays are of not same type. Basically this is of array of 3 length and this is the array of 6 length. So that's why both the arrays are not same. That's why here we are getting this type of error. And when we use any other type of array, like suppose if this is the array of a string, or suppose that this is the array of boolean type, so in that case also we are not allowed to compare with this comparator operator. Let me run this code and again we can see that error is showing. So this is the comparator operator with the help of which we can compare two arrays. Also one more thing is that we can compare only arrays with the comparator operator. We cannot compare slices with the help of comparator operator. So to show that, let me change it to slice for now. To change it into the slice, we just have to remove this length, and here again we can see the same thing. Cannot compare array 1 and array 2. Slice can only be compared to nil. So with the comparator operator we can compare only arrays. So that's all for this video. I hope this video will be helpful for you. Thanks.